Hi, this is Miss Serratus. In this video, we are going to look at the blinking message project. This is actually a project, so it should probably take you a couple days to complete all the different parts. And I just want to let you know that after you've completed this project, I will be submitting it to a contest. And honestly, since 2019, I've always had one of my students each year win this contest. So is it going to be you? We'll see. So if you go to your book and go to section 1.5, you will find the information about the Blinking Message Project. So it starts talking to you about informative LEDs. Basically, they're just message boards that have some kind of a message on it, and it could also have an animation. In this case, here's an arrow, as you can see going across the screen. So that is some kind of an animation that's happening. So what you're going to do is you're going to think of a message. So if I scroll down a little bit, it talks about the different requirements for the project. You're going to think of a message that scrolls. And with your microbits, every time you type something, it does scroll across the screen. Your message can contain letters, numbers, or symbols. And you have to have at least one image, some kind of a picture of something, and an animation. An animation is basically like a sequence of images that make things move. So I'm going to actually show you an example of a message. This is not one of the messages that won the contest, but I want to show you an example of a message. So here is a message that says coding is life. And then we have this animation going on with all of these different blocks, and it might be hard for you to visualize what's going on. However, if I go here to the emulator and I play it, coding is life. See the smiley face disappearing, and now step by step, a heart is appearing, filling in, and then we have a diamond shape at the end that's flashing. And then the message repeats again because it's on a forever loop. And notice that there's also some music in the background. So, yes, your message can also include music. I love doing this one because this student actually went through and found the note for the famous Star Wars song and included it as part of their message and their animation of what's going on. But anyways, so your message is not required to have music, and you can have music if you like. If you don't want to do like an entire song in the background, I did have a student win my first year that I did this in 2019. She won just by including under the music drawer, she just included simple sounds. I don't remember which one it was, but she just put some simple sounds in between that coordinated with the animation that was going on. So you're watching it and then boom, there was the animation. So anyway, so your first task, let me turn this off, is you got to think of a message. What's your message going to be? It can be whatever you want. Keep in mind that your audience is going to be a bunch of industry professionals because I am going to be sending this to, like I said before, to a group of people to judge. So it's going to be a bunch of industry professionals, and they are, they're not your age. So your audience is not like your peers. They're going to be older people. Most of them, they are all in the tech industry, but it's interesting what jobs that they do. And you want a message about, I know a lot of times I get students that do messages about coding, anything about coding or technology. Sometimes I have positive messages about kindness or anything else that's positive, a quote. And I've also seen messages of anything that's going on in the world. You have a voice, and if you want to make a statement about anything that's going on in the world or your life, that works out as well. But the important thing is your message has to be, some words, and you have to have some kind of animation that happens to show a drawing of something moving across the screen. And once you figured that out, in Google Classroom, you'll notice a planning sheet. So each one of these little squares, like this here, represents, oops, just this little one. This here represents one of the LEDs not through here, of your microbit. So, for example, if I look at this code, I have my show string coding is life. Well, the whole word coding does not appear on the microbit at one time. What's going to appear is just the C. So what you want to do is you want to draw a C here, and then the O, and then the D, I, N, G, skip a space. This is coincidental. It kind of fit in. IS for is, skip a space. LIFE, and then I have an exclamation point that I drew, skip a space, and then you want to think of all your animation and you want to plan it out. Now it is hard. Like, I mean, I could easily draw an L, so I'm just highlighting a bunch. And to color the spaces in, you want to use the box, the bucket, I should say. And feel free to use whatever color you like. The color is optional. I mean, you do have to have color, but the color that you choose is entirely up to you. But it's hard. Like, how do I make an O? So within Google Classroom, I posted this link, and this here will help you. This is not the only way to make an O, but if you're, or any of the other letters you're trying to make, but if you're looking for suggestions on how to make a letter like N, this will give you an idea. So feel free to use this if it is helpful to you on how to make some letters. So this particular project is 3 different parts. The first part is going to be this planning sheet. And so the planning sheet is where you write out your message. The second part is going to be the code. The code is going to be the project that you're doing, contain your message and your animation. So sometimes it's hard to plan things out, the animation. You kind of have to see it. So sometimes you have to work on the planning sheet with the code at the same time. And the last part is going to be the flow chart, which I will do in a second video. So get your thinking caps on and see if you can come up with the next award winning message. Have fun.